My name is Jenna. I'm 21. I'm from Yukon, Oklahoma, and this is Financial Audit.
Well, thanks for coming down from Oklahoma. So what do you do for a living up there?
I'm actually a server, so I wait tables at a Buffalo Wild Wings.
Ooh, I love me some B-dubs. Okay.
Yes.
Servers, depending on the area, and Buffalo Wild Wings is honestly kind of expensive. You can be making some money. What would you say you bring in on average? Because I know a lot of that is tip-based. Let's think average on a monthly basis.
Well, I haven't really gotten a good consistent average because I haven't worked there like that long.
How long have you been working there?
It's been like a couple months, probably like 2.
Oh, yeah. So what did you bring in last month?
Probably about like $1,200. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe, but total? You're talking after tips and wages?
Yes.
What's the minimum wage in Oklahoma?
It's $2.13 an hour.
No. What's the minimum wage?
$7.25.
$7.25. So if you don't make that after tips, then okay. So okay. Wow.
Yeah. I mean, I just
You live alone?
started. Well, I live with my dad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I live with my family right now. I just moved to Yukon because
where?
From Weatherford. It's about an hour away.
Why'd you move?
Well, I had a couple situations going on with my kid's dad. So he showed up at my house and he wanted in. He was banging on the door and the windows and stuff, and it really freaked me out. We've been broken up for a year now. So like that was only a couple months ago.
Yeah.
And he has a new girlfriend and everything. And so I figured the best way for me to be able to move on was to kind of like get away. And so I moved to Yukon because my dad lives there.
I know you have 2 kids currently.
Yes.
Are they both his as well?
Yes, they are.
So you moved away. What's the custody agreement?
We actually don't currently have one. I am in the process of working on it. We kind of both are. I don't want to talk too much about it because he's kind of like keeping the kids from me right now.
So you don't have them?
No. It's really it's heartbreaking. It's terrible.
Yes, that is heartbreaking. I am so sorry.
I've been begging to see them and he won't let me see them.
I mean, you can cut this part of the conversation off at any time. Just let us know. But like, how has that conversation and relationship gone where it's just like, okay, he's keeping them from you?
It's our relationship has been awful. Basically ever since I've known him. Like I said, I was 18 when we met and he was 38. He already has 3 kids before me.
3 before you?
Yeah. And he has another one on the way with someone else that's being born today.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So, really like my mental health has been really messed up because of this, because like, I put everything into him, you know. I was 18 when we met. I'm only 21. I had both my kids before I turned 21. And he's keeping them from me right now because he's scared if he lets me see them or take them that I won't bring them back. But I've never done that to him.
You met him at 18. You did not meet him younger than that?
No, it was 18. Yeah. That's a lot of people do get, like, think it's sketchy. It kind of is sketchy. I didn't meet him until I was 18, but when you do the whole, like, time, because our daughter and everything.
Well, the age gap, I'm just thinking, like, grooming and stuff like that. I mean, technically, yes, you're 18. You're an adult, stuff like that. I'm just...
Honestly, personally, now that I've been through it, I see it more. And, like, I wish I could have, like, seen it then. But I see it now. And it's really, like, it's been a struggle every day. Like, this is it's bad.
So he was banging on the... Okay, so, yeah. So there's some fear, and you moved home with Pop. Okay.
Yeah.
You're far from your kids now. Were you seeing them very often?
Before that, I had them all the time. Actually, I had them every day. Before this, so when we first broke up, he actually got arrested for domestic assault and battery in presence of a minor.
Against you or someone else?
Against me. While I was pregnant with my son. We had just found out I was pregnant with my son. And he got arrested for that and we broke up. And we were broken up for a while and we got back together for like a week. We broke up again. and they revoked his bond because he wanted to talk to me. I'd left his house and he wanted to talk to me, so he asked me to talk to him. He didn't want to talk to anybody, like in front of everybody inside, so he asked me to talk outside. It was raining, it was cold. I was pregnant. I was 18 weeks pregnant at this point. So I sat in the car. The door was open, no shoes on. My phone was inside. And he drove off with the car door open, and I fell off on the highway.
What the
Yeah, it's bad.
Wow, pregnant too? Okay, so, I mean, I think, okay, first of all, there is absolutely no defense, not even close.
Yeah, I know.
Not even close. When we're going into the court situation, obviously we're probably going to hear another side of the story, just because I don't want to be someone who's just like, you know, I am not the court.
Yeah.
But even just, let's just assume, just for the sake, you're the only person here, that everything you said is 100% the truth and there was nothing else at all, and there's no excuse for any of that crap anyway. Violence, not even close. Wow. Sounds like you should probably have those kids, and it sounds like that's probably the direction that it'll go. But wow, I'm so sorry you've been through all that.
Well, it's so much worse. That's just the beginning. This last year has been the worst year of my life. 100%.
Wow.
After that happened.
You're only 21.
Yeah, no, it's awful. I could only imagine like sometimes I think there are probably people that are double my age that have not even been through. Like,
I haven't.
This my kid's
like
dad has put me through, like, because I mean after that happened, his bond got revoked and we only had the one car. He told me it was a Christmas present before that all happened, and he left and he took it.
Was it in his name or yours?
He never even changed the tag into anybody's name. So then when he left, I couldn't do anything about it. Well, I walked everywhere that winter while I was pregnant with my daughter.
Okay.
So like yeah.
Okay. Again, this is assuming that everything you said is 100% true and correct, and it will be corroborated as so in the court of law. Yeah, I'm going to need you in that situation then to definitely get custody. And then we're going to need you to probably do some sort of restraining order. And then
there
also
was one at one point. It did get dismissed though, because the way that it works is like, he's from Kansas City. So that's where he ran off to when they revoked his bond. Well, they couldn't serve him his papers. And until they serve the papers, you have to continue to go. And I didn't have a car. And it was like 20 minutes away. So you have to go every 2 weeks and see. And so it ended up getting lapsed over and dismissed. I didn't get a car. That might be something that we're looking at.
That might be something we're looking at again, though. If there is violence and, you know, constant communication reaching out. Sorry, this is not how I expected this to kick off. So you said you bring in $1,200 a month last month? Was that the number, $1,200?
Yeah, but that's not normal for me. Like before this, I was a manager at an Arby's and I made double that.
Is there an Arby's in the area?
There is, and I have been asked to go over there. It's just I was feeling out serving at Buffalo Wild Wings, you know. Sure. Because I just started.
Well, all I'm saying is if we're building a life and then the kids come back, $1,200 is going to be hard to live off of. Even in a low cost of living area, that's going to be difficult.
I've
that's
definitely
like
been
$13, $14 a year.
I've definitely been making more lately, but it's just really inconsistent. I've been thinking about doing something else, obviously, because the area that I live in is way more expensive than where I'm even from.
Sure, but what I was going to also say is child support. We should probably seek that as well. Again, assuming everything and anything that you said is correct, we're only hearing from you, but it doesn't matter either way. If any kind of abuse or anything did happen, there's no excuse for that regardless. I want to make that crystal clear. But just assuming anything and everything you've said is the truth. Yeah, we need to do restraining order. We probably need to have some child support and stuff like that. Because this is going to be hard for you to live off of with 2 kids. Now, did you all plan on having children?
No.
Okay. Well. So, I mean, I guess that kind of probably explains why you're in debt, right? Okay, so we didn't have a lot of money. There's just been craziness in life.
Well, I opened the credit cards originally to help with my credit, And then I got pregnant with my son, and my kid's dad didn't help at all. Like, he disappeared. He left the state. He, like, I still had my daughter, and he wouldn't help. He didn't buy anything. And like, so one of those credit cards, the whole debt is just to buy baby things for my son so that he had everything he needed before he was born. And so, like, I'm in this hole, and I feel like I'm drowning, but it was all just to, like, make sure that I had, like, what they needed, you know. And they've never gone without. Like, even now, like, my numbers are messed up, but my kids, like,
how were your parents in this situation?
They're a lot more supportive than they used to be, like, because in the beginning there was a lot of he say, she say, but then my kid's dad, he left and he quit helping, and it was very obvious. Like, he didn't get my daughter anything for Christmas, even though he was here.
This dude sounds like a complete piece of shit.
It's not, yeah, he's not great. But I was so, like, we had created a family.
He needs to fucking be an adult. I mean, what? He's like 40 something right now?
41, yeah.
Be a fucking adult. My goodness, this man.
Sorry, yeah. I go through it every day. Like, I beat myself up because I should have known.
No, don't beat yourself up. You were 18 and this dude was basically 40. Yeah. I was just, you couldn't even drink yet. So I don't know. People always ask me, what high yield savings account do I use for my own money? Some of you know by now it's SoFi. I love them. It's great for my checking account needs. It's great for my high yield savings account needs. And right now I'm getting 4.5% interest on my monies. I love that rate on my monies. So if you want to get a great rate like that on your monies, just check out the link in the description below. I have a paid affiliate link there. You can get bonuses all the way up to $250, and I took advantage of that, and you should too. I don't know. That pisses me off. So I get why you went into the credit card debt. Obviously, your goal now is to get out of the credit card debt and
get out of the credit card debt. And, like,
the car you have, is it paid off?
It is paid off.
Good.
I bought it with my taxes this year.
Oh, how much was it?
It was $3,500.
Okay, that's definitely very, very cheap for any kind of used car these days. Miles on it, and what's the car and make? It
has like 167,000 miles on
And what's
it.
the car?
It's a Nissan, 2009 Nissan Sentra.
Okay, so we definitely need to get you an emergency fund. We need to get you out of the credit card debt, because I want you to have these kids, but when you have these kids, I need to have a plan. That is a big concern of mine, because, like, I always find a way to make ends meet. Like, the court's also going to have a hard time putting the care of kids in someone who, like, can't financially support the kids, if I'm not mistaken. Well, before this happened, like I said, like, when I lived in Weatherford, I had a really good paying job, and I did pay everything by myself. Like, I paid all my rent, my bills. I bought everything for the kids. I never asked my kid's dad for anything. I still, even now, like, even though he won't let me see them, I still buy everything for them. I do Walmart pickup orders. And so we're definitely going to get you. We need to, we definitely, again, just hearing your side, but assuming everything you said is correct, we need to get you those kids, and then we need to get child support from that piece of shit. $1,104 is owed on here. This is an Amazon card. $350 payment. That's a good. $40 is the minimum, so we're making progress on that. I assume not having rent is helping. Yes. Dramatically with that. Very good. The car you drove down here is that car? Yes. Hoi. Okay. Whew. $30 of interest is being stolen from you on a monthly basis, but you're not making any purchases, so I haven't made any since I realized how bad it was. When was that? A few months ago, probably. I haven't made any purchases on any of these cards, unless it was like a recurring by accident. I was gonna say there is one recurring that comes up in another card, but not on purpose. I haven't been using them because it's been stressing me out thinking about it. Yeah, I'm sure. $145 of fees this year, so we probably have missed payments. And well, was that during the transitionary period, or? Yeah, well,
It was because I didn't have, like, I was making sure everything else was taken care of. Like my kids, making sure everything for my kids was good, that they had everything. And then with moving, I didn't have anywhere to put all my kids' stuff, so I had to get a storage unit. And yeah.
And $206 of interest at a 27.49% interest rate on this card. So, yeah, it's definitely something we want to pay. Your credit score is 467.
Actually, no. Since I paid a lot of these, it's gone up. It's 521 now. It's gone up drastically, pretty fast because I paid quite a bit.
Yeah, because you went from essentially what is zero, honestly, when it comes to credit scores.
Well, it was good when I opened them, but like you had the missed payments. Yeah, it definitely got me pretty good.
Those will be on your score for a while, on your credit for a while. So discover it. We have, so another pretty big balance for your income situation, $1,348.20. Are you on any government support with this income?
I get food stamps.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because again, you're making like, if this continues, like $13,000 a year, essentially, like that.
Well, last year I think I made like 12.
How? You said you had a better Arby's job.
Well, because I did take off like quite a bit while I was pregnant with my son.
Yeah, that was just last year.
Yeah, so.
While you were pregnant? Okay.
Well, not while I was pregnant, but kind of, yeah, because there was a job transition.
Yeah.
I was working with my kid's dad, and that didn't work, obviously.
Sounds like nothing works with that guy.
No, we do not work together.
$36 of interest accrued on this. There was a recurring purchase, $4, but you made a $300 minimum monthly payment. That's good. I am gonna critique how you're going about this. Instead of making, decent chunks of payments towards everything across the board, which is what we've seen so far with the two cards, I want you to take one at a time, so we can just fully get rid of that minimum monthly payment and fully get rid of the interest being accrued on that singular thing. And we'll get there at the end, but again, I am happy that you've at least clearly awoken to this is not beneficial to us.
Yeah.
$57 minimum monthly payment with $36 of interest being accrued. Some dental thing, $4.
Oh, yeah. I didn't have any other card, and I actually got my wisdom teeth removed, and there was like a little fee for something I can't remember, and that was the only card I had on me.
Oh, is this $4?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like a copayment. I don't know.
Are you on like the healthcare exchanges, so you have insurance?
I have Sooner Care Medicaid.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Fees this year, again, probably missing payments, $121. We're probably missing a lot of payments for a bit. And $84 of interest.
I can tell you exactly. I've missed 2 consecutive amongst
on all cards?
4 of them.
Oh, 4. Yeah. Kill me. Okay. I have questions about just the getting in, especially to the second pregnancy and stuff like that, but that's just this is not appropriate for my position, so I'm just like, we had an oops baby the first time.
Yeah,
so it's like,
I know.
Why were we not taking precautions?
Well,
second time, but
I did want to get on birth control, but he honestly told me he was scared it was gonna make me fat. So never been on birth control before I met him.
Well, I'm just talking to him. He should just wrap it up.
Yeah, he doesn't like to do that, obviously. He has 6 kids in at 41.
$164 of fees on this one this year so far, and $41 of interest. $7 of interest accrued this last month. You did make a good payment, and $110 is what you brought it down to with a $40 minimum monthly payment. $110, good. This is, see, what I would have done in hindsight is just fully made sure this card was completely done before paying extra on the other ones, but this one's at 24.9%. Now, Chime, we have a credit builder.
Yes.
Now, for you, I mean, honestly, I think what a lot of people in your position do, if you're going to use like a credit card, debit card, it's like, I have mentioned them a million times with a Fizz card, it acts like a it acts like a debit card, but it helps build credit. It's just immediately paid off like it's a debit card, essentially, but it helps build credit. So that might be something worth considering versus something like this, which you can fall into different fees and interest and stuff on here that I just really don't like. A lot of AT&T stuff on here. Then we're taking care of insurances and then multiple Amazon purchases. So you're just using this to build credit, I'm assuming?
Oh, yes. I remember. So I'm also in college full time, so I had to buy books.
You are?
Yes. I'm a very busy girl.
How's college being paid for?
I got it all covered by financial aid.
Well, hold on. Via Pell Grants?
Pell Grants.
Okay, so not student loans.
No.
Financial aid. Okay.
Basically, it's because I'm poor and
right.
I have kids. So
How much school have you finished so far?
I'm actually in my first semester.
First semester, community college?
It's a state college, but it's a very cheap one for the area.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's being paid for, so I mean, I don't care. But what are you trying to study?
I'm looking into business management.
Lovely. Fantastic. Fully supportive. That's great.
For my age, I have after my daughter was born, when she was 2 months old, I started managing at a Burger King. So I was 19, I had a 2-month-old, and I was the shift manager. And after a couple months of shift managing, I became an assistant, and I did that for a year. So I really enjoyed doing that and supervising and doing the paperwork side of things. So I figured I would go
but do you not like working at the fast food places?
I actually have gotten to the point where I don't mind it that much. For a while, I used to hate it and dread it, but now I honestly don't mind going.
I'm curious, why not just work that job then? I understand wanting to get a degree, but if you're already getting those jobs and making an okay living off of it, why not just go down that path, essentially, instead of taking the next 4 years?
Well, because they're not necessarily the greatest paying jobs. As a business management, I would want to do more in a bigger company.
Sure. It also depends where, because we've had fast food managers on the show making $60,000, $80,000 a year.
Well, in my current, when I was a shift manager at Arby's, the most I've made as a manager so far in my area was $12.50.
It was smaller, lower income area though, right?
So it was a college town. It was a little bit more expensive for the area, but still extremely cheap compared to definitely here.
And then we just job shop in those situations as well. When you build up the resume. But no, I'm totally for this college and it's paid for. It's good. Just trying to see what you're trying to do and what you like to do. So there's no balance on that, right?
On what?
On that chime.
Oh no! So the way that
so you have 3 debts.
Yeah, so the way that the chime one works is it goes straight out of your account
But you have 3 debts though, correct? Amazon Discover It and then the Destiny card?
There's one more.
Okay, I don't have that. What is it?
It's a Victoria's Secret card.
Now, we didn't take that one out to survive.
No, we did not. We took that one out to make ourselves feel better. I'm not against trying to feel better. Not against that. Against going into debt for it though, because now you're trying to climb out of it. What's owed on that? What's the balance now? $248.
Okay, $248.
Yes.
Minimum monthly payment?
$40.
Yeah. Okay. Now this is a Cash App. You're using it kind of like a checking account. Spending account?
Well, so the way that I used to do it at Arby's, and I kind of have it set up at Buffalo, is I have a percentage to my Cash App, especially since my kid's dad has my kids. I just for it to automatically be on there. I send him money for the things he needs for my kids.
Okay.
So I do 15% on my Cash App. But as a server, that doesn't really work because I don't make anything in my regular checks. But before, when I was making real checks, it was a bigger chunk.
Well, okay, so there's 70 cents in here. What are all these Jiffy trips? Be honest, because these are $14, $13. You can't 100% tell on my end if we're doing a cheap gas fill up or if we're going in and we're f***ing around with some taquitos.
I'm not going to lie. It's probably a mixture of both.
Okay. So taquitos, some drive-through taquitos, pie shop, some Conoco, Arby's.
The Conoco is an oil change and stuff.
So you did it twice?
Well, I got an oil change and I got a Red Bull. Honestly.
Okay. Pie shop, Brahms store, On Cue, some drive-through McDonald's. By the way, where you worked was like places with drive-throughs. You shouldn't give them money. They should give you money. On Cue, McDonald's. What's On Cue? Amazon. What's On Cue? Station. Oh, you're taquitoing like crazy.
No, it's not that bad. I don't feel like, but maybe it really is.
I mean, I'm naming them off, and taquitos and McDonald's and taquitos. How many taquitos did I name that month? So, okay, like flat out, I sympathize with your situation 100%, but because I care about you, because I care about your kids, because I want you guys to have an amazing future, when we're trying to get out of credit card debt and we're making $1,200 a month, we are not going to Mickey D's. We are not getting taquitos. We're not getting a Red Bull when we're getting an oil change. We're not fucking around. We're just not doing it because your future matters. Your future matters. Your kids' futures matter. We're not fucking around right now.
Yes. I know. I've been trying to figure out how to get myself out. It's been so chaotic, like everything in my life.
But we are not going to use excuses to fuck around. We're not. Chaos is chaos, and chaos sucks. It does. But your future matters.
I mean,
and it just is as simple as that. And we're choosing your future over around, even in the midst of a storm.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of the reason that I do the mindless spending is because like I'm trying to make myself feel better because my situation is really not great.
No, absolutely. Again, and like I said, I sympathize with it, like truly. Yeah. But because I care about your future, it's just like what we need to find are better coping mechanisms. Now, on the Medicaid and everything, do you have therapy?
I've been looking into therapy. We're
no longer looking into it. We're doing it.
Well, I have started the appointments. I know they diagnosed me with PTSD from my relationship with my kid's dad.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah.
But since I moved, they were transferring me to a different facility, so it takes a little bit of a process. I haven't heard from them yet.
So in all the just chaos and storm in history and all that crap, through that we work with the therapist to find better coping mechanisms and things like that, instead of digging yourself deeper in a hole or preventing you from coming out of the hole as quick as you could be, which will take a big stressor off of you. So yes, I think anyone and everyone should do therapy regardless of their mental health situation. But as far as someone who is like primed for it, yes, we need to make sure that you get the mental health that you need to get through the situation and then get out of it and have an overall improved life. So definitely take advantage of that and find a therapist that works best for you, fits in the plans that you have. You know, you might have to do a couple therapists to figure out the one that fits for you. Some people try one, doesn't work, and then they stop. That's not how it operates. You got to find the right one for you. Yeah. So definitely do that. That is going to be a major prescription for you from me. Therapy. Chime, this is a checking account, but we ended with negative $3.45.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I get that it's making you feel better, but I get that. And I'll say again that I sympathize with it, but we are not choosing a Red Bull at an oil change over actually having a positive balance in our checking account. We're not choosing that.
Yeah.
So Amazon, the Brahms store, taquitos, and now Dave. I haven't seen Dave in a long time. Dave is like if I'm not mistaken, isn't it like a cash advance?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I haven't done one in a long time. Good. It kind of just caught up to me. Well, it kind of just caught up to me from a while ago.
Yeah. We can't take advantage of that because in general, you're not taking advantage of it. They're very much taking advantage of you. That's how that works.
Okay.
So that's just, I get it in the situation and wanting, and it's that extra thing, but especially when money's going out that we shouldn't do, like, in total with the taquitos and eating out, it was 11% of your overall spending. So when it comes to that and getting some advances on our money, you didn't have to if we weren't doing the around spending. And extra unknown shopping like Amazon and stuff, we don't know what that went to, but that's like an extra 3.2%. So the extra spending, and I get why, it's a cope why, so we get it, but just looking forward, we're not borrowing from Dave to do that more. We're just not. McDonald's, taquitos from Walmart, because there's only $2.70, certainly not a necessity probably. Dave again, spot me tip. I don't know.
Oh, I don't know. Well, like,
is that like a?
Okay, so if they spot you money, like
who?
Chime.
Oh, okay. So if Chime's spotting you money and there's this extra fees with it, just stuff we're not using it. Use something like the Fizz card, my dude. I get wanting to have good credit, but you are not taking it. Spotify, I see you're on the student plan. Even still, $5.99. It's your income. Anything that if we can stop anything, we can listen to ads. It's okay. That's not going to be a bank breaker. It's just the overall discipline and everything around it. We're changing our habits, and we're not around anymore. So that's all your accounts. Is there more?
No, that's it, actually.
Yeah, those two spending accounts. Not much money came in. This is not survivable.
Yeah.
You're going to the school full time?
Yes.
Good. What I might need to do, and this is going to be hard, how much you can, when you get the children back, which you should, if, again, everything we said was correct, how much help is your dad going to be to lean on?
Well, they actually just had a baby. My dad. And his
everyone is just popping out little.
Yeah. So their son is my brother. Their son is actually 6 weeks younger than my son.
Oh, are they? Well, since they're already in the situation with an infant, are they going to be able to help with yours?
I don't know, honestly. Like, I planned on moving out on my own eventually, like in my own place. Yeah.
Not till you're out of debt.
Yeah.
Okay, so this was my thought. So, and then I'll then tell me if it's possible. It's like, okay, we're going to school during the day. We're doing a little bit of homework after that. But what we're doing kind of into the night a little, we're going to make sure you can sleep and be healthy. But into the night a little, maybe picking up an assistant manager position at a place so we can bring in more money.
I have thought about getting a second job.
But when you're working, who's going to take care of the kids? Will your dad?
That is the concern right now for me.
We need to have that conversation. Has that conversation been had?
Well, they have DHS assisted daycare, but
how is that?
Well, it's good, but their dad hasn't been taking them because he doesn't want me to pick them up.
But once you're in, oh my gosh, are they just like being? That sounds like. I mean, do they go outside? Is this a safe situation? Well, obviously from the history, it sounds like probably not, but like they're not just being locked inside, are they?
Well, they do get out. It's just like he won't take them to daycare because he knows I can pick them up, and he's scared if I pick them up, I won't bring them back.
And you wouldn't, and you shouldn't.
It's been bad though. Like, I mean, just the other day he pushed me off the steps at his house and took the kids from me.
Dude, if for some reason you're watching this, you're a piece of shit, and I really don't like you. I don't really hate people. That's not really an emotion I feel, but I really don't like this guy.
I was like 3 months pregnant with our son when I found out he had another baby on the way, and he lied to me the whole time and said it wasn't his kid.
He's a 40-something-year-old little baby.
Oh, that girl, she's 22.
No, he's a 40-year-old child.
Yeah. Well, she's 22, I'm 21, he's 41. So he's got a type, us youngins.
I want to take a brief moment to thank today's video sponsor, Aura. Are you sick and tired, just like me and everyone else, honestly, of receiving endless spam calls every day? I mean, look at this. Let me open my phone. Look at this. This right here is all spam. It's crap. except for one friend. There's one friend phone call. The rest is spam. Data brokers are making a fortune selling your information to robocallers, spammers, and others who want to learn more about you, like where you live. But with Aura, they can identify data brokers exposing your info and submit opt-out requests on your behalf. Brokers are legally required to remove your info if you ask them to, but they make it super hard to do. Let Aura handle that for you. Aura also does a lot more to protect you and your family from online threats you can't see. It's really easy to set up so you don't have to download several different apps to get things like parental controls, antivirus, VPN, password management, identity theft insurance, and more. You can get everything at one affordable price. Let Aura do the hard work of keeping you safe online so you can focus on other things with peace of mind. Go to aura.com/hammer or check out the link at the top of the description below. Thanks again to Aura for sponsoring this episode. I mean, I don't know. I mean, at 18, that's certainly where it gets a little sketchy because this is like on that cusp and, you know, there can definitely be lots of manipulation and stuff like that.
I think there definitely was. I don't like to make it a big deal, and I really don't talk about my situation a lot, to people, but I have never been more miserable than when I am with my baby daddy.
I don't want you to ever see him again other than across the room in a courthouse.
He makes my life. He makes me hate my life. And the nicest way possible. And I try to be nice to him and not I really do try to be civil, but the things that he's been doing the past 9 months, it's hard to be me and the other girl have been in fist fights.
Oh my gosh. Don't do that. Don't go to violence.
Oh no, she hit me first.
Either way, I don't want to see you land up in jail. It's not going to be good for the kids.
It's not good. And that's what I'm saying. I want to run away almost, but I have to have my kids. I can't just run away, and I can't just block him because he has my kids.
I know. Well, we'll get there again. We need to get there. That's a part of the conversation that just needs to happen in the legal avenues, and I hope you're pursuing that. So the Red Rock Behavioral Health, is that a therapy copay situation? $3?
Yeah, it's a copay for when I went to go see about medications for mental health. Yeah.
Okay, so a psychiatrist?
It's a place that helps with all that kind of stuff. So they do the psychiatrist, therapy, drug, if you had drug problems, all that kind of stuff. It's a whole problems? Mental health. No, it's a whole mental health place, if that makes sense. They specialize in mental health.
That helps serve the community?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So actually with the unknown shopping, so with the taquitos and everything, now that we know what some of these places are, and then include Dave, it's almost 25% of your spending was bullshit. Doesn't need to happen. Not when we're borrowing from Dave. Okay, so phone AT&T, $75, 75. So that's your phone bill, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, building out your budget. You don't pay anything to your dad to live there?
No.
Good, because there's no money to be given. Car insurance, basically a car payment. It's pretty yikes.
Yeah, my driver's license has been suspended twice for driving without insurance because I'm poor.
And gas, we only saw $63, but we also don't know. Again, some of those were taquitos, some were gas. I don't know. What do you think you spent on gas on a monthly basis?
Probably about $150.
Okay. How much do you need to send to the kids, I guess? I mean, you said you did that, but how much do you?
Honestly, it really depends on what he needs for them.
This man.
Yeah, usually I got better about not just sending him money. Usually now I do Walmart pickup orders because
you never know what he's spending it on.
Yeah, that way I know that he's getting exactly what the kids need and nothing else. I even do it for groceries and stuff. So I buy their food and stuff too.
How does groceries for you work at home?
Well, I get food stamps. Yeah. So I get...
Does it fully cover everything?
I get $375 a month.
Good. So I'm actually not going to put food budget in your thing. Well, except for the kids.
Well, I really use about $100 to $200. Well, like $150 to $200 on my kids.
And then for yourself?
For myself.
Is the rest? Do you spend any cash on it?
For their food?
For your food.
For my food? Yeah, that's why there's so much eating out going on.
Okay, I'll give you an additional $100. I think that's how the math works. 150, let's call it. Additional 150 for groceries. Toilet paper, extra stuff for the kids as well. Stuff like this. Just what you need to survive, extras for the household, because as the kids are going to put it up to 200. You're going to have to adjust this, obviously, once you get full custody and everything. But more should come in because he needs to provide as well. He needs to. And we're going to make sure that is legally binding via the court. Oy. Okay. Utilities, internet, not a thing. Okay. Do you know what copays might be once you start receiving therapy, or is it fully covered through your Medicaid?
I want to say it's fully covered for the therapy part. The only part that they more make you pay for is if you meet with the psychiatrist, which is what that was.
How'd that go?
They said they didn't want to prescribe me anything because I'm adjusting to my life, and they're worried that what I'm going through is just trauma from my breakup, not anything else.
I can appreciate the perspective, not just wanting to get someone on medication immediately through, all like what could be a life change thing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so I tried to talk to them about maybe seeing, because they diagnosed me with PTSD, which is definitely new. That's something that wasn't a thing that I had before. But I was diagnosed with depression and anxiety when I was in high school. And so this has been a pattern.
Maybe we just get a second opinion.
That's what my mom was wanting me to do, because they all are concerned with my spending habits and my just the way I carry myself, that I have bipolar disorder.
Yeah.
So that's what I try to.
Were you diagnosed with bipolar?
Well, when I was younger, they thought that that's what it was. But because when you're that age, they don't want to diagnose you with something like that.
I want you to use your health insurance and go see a doctor as well.
Yeah, I have to get one.
Go see a doctor, go see a psychiatrist.
I gotta get a doctor.
Yeah, so let's take some personal responsibility aspect of this is you get this stuff scheduled.
Yes.
So get some stuff scheduled. Take advantage of the program you're on. Anything else you need on a monthly basis? Phone bill, car insurance, gas, food, and then just the extra toilet paper and whatever else is needed? Anything else that is automatic coming? I don't think so as well from you. Okay. So again, the situation is going to change when you get full custody, but hopefully the income situation through child support will also change. Do the grants not pay for the books?
They did. It's just there was some other books that weren't connected through the class that I had to buy.
Okay.
That just weren't automatically taken from my financial aid. That's why I paid on a separate account.
I need you to start budgeting and start going aggressive with it. Maybe this is your budget, maybe it's not. It's hard to say in this situation. Even still with the $1,200 a month, you have an extra $350 left you could have over on a monthly basis. But I think the income is going to change. It's going to increase. It's going to increase with this job because you're going to get better at it. And we need you to get a better job in general, which we know you can do because you have the history and you have the resume for it. You work with a resume builder online as well. And just
I do have a resume. I have a pretty good one.
Put it through an algorithm though, and make sure it gets reviewed and everything like that. It can call out things that don't look good on a resume, and it can offer improvements that'll push you over the edge for a better job. Either way, what I would do, because you live at home, you have a bit of a safety net. We immediately pay off the Destiny card, and then we pay off the Victory card after that. That should be done within 2 months. Now, the other two cards, I would attack the Amazon card the hardest. You could probably tackle that in this income situation in about 4 months, and then you can tackle the Discover card in about 5 months. So we can eliminate the bad debt in a year-ish with your current income situation. But I think you could honestly get that down to 6 months with just a boost of $350 a month just a boost of $350 a month could cut that in half. I think you could do it even quicker than that. But what I need you to do immediately after attacking them in that order and working as much as you can to pay them off as much as you can, it's $10,000 minimum. I need you to put aside an emergency fund. It's for medical things, medical things for yourself. You never know what's going to happen when it's not covered or things like that. Car breaks down, which would not be a surprise and doesn't make sense to put money into it. Then we go get ourselves $5,000 to $10,000 car that we're taking to a mechanic, getting a seal of approval that is going to get you and your kids around safely. Now, this legal stuff, there's legal expenses as well, potentially, that are coming into this. Yeah. Not 100% sure. Let's cash flow that the best we can. I would rather you put your kids come first, put minimum monthly payments towards the debts, then the extra money that we have, put them towards the legal things as necessary. But then once that's resolved, or you don't have to pay for something on a monthly basis, then put it towards the debt. Put it towards saving up a fully funded emergency fund. Yeah. I see you paying, if you go get a better job, which I know you can do, and you can do, you can pay off the debt at least in 6 months, and I think you'd have a fully funded emergency fund in a year from then. So a year and a half, let's call you out of bad debt and a fully funded emergency fund, and your life has changed.
Yeah, it would be nice.
It would be nice, but
I have been struggling since my kids have been born.
Let's say it will be nice, though. Not it would be. It will be, because it's right in front of you. You can go do this. What I need you to do through that situation is aggressively budget. Make sure you're pursuing the legal avenues to make sure you get child support and you get full custody. But I also need you to take care of your mental health throughout this whole point, because it could collapse on itself if you fall into a depressive state or bipolar, wherever it might be. I don't want you to fall back into old tendencies because mental health is not taken care of.
Yeah.
So that's what I would do. And then something you should start considering when you're 22, 23, you'll still be in college, but that's paid for. Start contributing 20% after that $10,000 in the emergency fund, 20% on a monthly basis towards retirement. Roth IRA, then you can put it into, if there's a work-sponsored 401k as well. But let's max out that Roth IRA every year, and let's do minimum 20%, that included, on a monthly basis into retirement. Because even on a lower income, but even just on let's just say you were a fast food manager forever, let's say you made $50,000, I could get you to being technically and officially a millionaire by retirement at your age if we're putting 20% aside. So we can get there. Yeah. We can get to the place where you're better off than your parents ever were. You're better off than that piece of dude ever will be. And you have an amazing life built up for you and your kids. You could cash flow their college if you want to eventually. So, there's a lot of avenues here, but those are the basic steps that I need you to follow for the next year and a half-ish. And then start getting on that retirement and pursue the legal avenues and take care of your mental health through that whole situation as well.
Yeah, it is nice seeing, because after my son was born, I got very depressed and I kind of let it all go, obviously. Yeah. I got really low, just to the point where I honestly didn't even want to go outside for months.
Yeah, I bet.
And so when I finally woke up and kind of realized I needed to do something, it was kind of all my stuff was already late. And
sure. Well, that's in the past.
Yeah.
That's in the past. And if you realize you're in a mental health crisis, make sure you take advantage of the resources that exist out there. But that's in the past. We're not going to judge you for the past. Everything is as it is right now. What matters is what you're doing now and what you're going to do going forward. So if you follow what I laid out here, you're going to have a successful life. Financially speaking, there's other things that have to be dealt with outside of the finances, but financially speaking, you can have a successful life if you just follow this plan. Do you have any final questions, any final thoughts?
It's good to feel like I'm gonna have a plan, because it's been hard for me to really make a plan, honestly, because I didn't know where to start. Obviously I was 18 when I had my kids. I barely knew how to take care of myself.
Well, we're going to support you along the way. It's not a recorded episode and off type situation. So any questions, any help, any resources, anything we can provide along the way, reach out to us. We're here. We have eyes on all the emails. So reach out to us. We will help and point you in the right direction and answer the questions that we best can, and then keep us updated on your situation as well. I'd love to have you on in like a year and a half and see you just have a completely turned around life, and we can all celebrate.
I would love to. I hope
you will love to.
Yes, we're gonna do it someday, and I'm gonna be in a better place. I'm sure of it.
I'm sure of it too. Obviously, a very difficult situation all around. When it comes to her finances, though, Hammer Financial Score, spending in a budget, I'm going to say 2 out of 10. It's really not good. When 25% is going to bullshit. So 2 out of 10. Debt. No collections, no IRS debt, but it's still really bad for her income. So 2 out of 10. Emergency fund, there's nothing 0 out of 10. Retirement, there's nothing 0 out of 10. Real estate, there's nothing 0 out of 10. It's going to be a 1 out of 10 Hammer Financial Score for now. Come back in a year and a half. Let's see what it is. Make sure to check out all the resources linked in the description below. They are what I use or would use in specific situations. If you want to be in an episode of Financial Audit and you're able to make it down to Austin, Texas, fill out the survey in the description below.